Every first day in December, the United Nations marks World AIDS Day to revive global consciousness on the disease which has killed more than 33 million people since the beginning of the epidemic in 1981. Despite local and international sensitization on the disease, 38 million people are living with HIV/AIDS worldwide, and in 2020 alone, 1.5 million people became newly infected with HIV. These rising infection and numbers cast a shadow on the United Nations target to end HIV/AIDS endemic by 2030. On the news tonight, I'm being joined by HIV Councillor Gloria Obodo. Thank you so much for joining us on News Now. Well, let's talk about your experience as a person living with HIV in terms of access to antiretroviral drugs, especially during the height of the lockdown in 2020. Tell us about that.
Everyone. My name is still remain Gloria Obodo, and coming to the question, the COVID-19 really caused a lot of problem when it comes to accessing ARV drugs in the facility level. And not just that, we got to recognize that there was a lockdown, no movement, and most of the HIV sites, the facility site, was used as isolation center. Like, let me just say, in FCT where I reside, we have National Hospital, we have Asokoro Hospital, we also have Matamat Gwagwalada Teaching Hospital, and all these hospitals are the people that pull crowd. They put out crowds to put out crowd for people who access treatment in that facility. At that point, it was a site that was said this site is for COVID-19 center, and then there was no medication for us to go to the facility and pick. And at that point, we have a second line drug stock out, because when we discovered that there was a stock out on second line treatment, it became a problem, and we couldn't fish out what to do as of that time. Some people travel from FCT down to Nasarawa. Some people make sure that they have this treatment and they risk their life to see that this treatment gets to their doorstep. But at the long run, we lost people living with HIV and AIDS because they don't have accurate information.
Indeed, Gloria, it's quite interesting to note that some people still believe that HIV/AIDS either does not exist or that it is a death sentence. Now, could you briefly tell us how would you address such misinformation about the disease?
We have had a lot of issues like that. Some of them will tell you that the HIV and AIDS is not existing, and some of them will even tell you that it's a spiritual problem. We have come across a lady in one of the states after carrying out the test, and we discovered that the lady is also positive. She was like, God forbid, back to which portion it is. So we have to encourage her, go to hospital for confirmation, yet she refused, and she was being kept in a church for prayer and fasting. Eventually we lost her. So these people still have this belief that HIV is a death sentence. And I want to let you know that we have a lot of people that has been living with HIV and AIDS for the past 22 years. We have people that have lived with HIV and AIDS since 2003. We have people that have lived with HIV and AIDS since 1999. If they did not tell you that this is who they are, you will not know, you won't believe. And they live their normal life. It's just like every other person having malaria, having typhoid. You go to your hospital, you get your medication, you take them, and you live your normal life. And with that, you will have people that also are HIV positive, who married, who give birth, and who also have access to their medication, and then they became undetectable. And in this point, they can never transmit the virus to their sex partner. So I don't see a reason why people still believing that HIV is not existing and HIV is a death sentence. We should come out from it and accept the fact that HIV still lives with us, and HIV is not written on the forehead. So once you tested positive, my dear, go for treatment, go for HIV medication. It's free in every facility.
Indeed, HIV Councillor Gloria Obodo, thank you so much for your contribution and your advocacy on preventing HIV/AIDS in Nigeria.